Everyone says the same thing when you start a YouTube channel. Pick a niche. The smaller your niche, the faster you'll grow. But what do you do when you don't like being boxed in? In our first episode, we'll answer the question, how do you build a YouTube channel when your interests are all over the map? Right. Okay. First podcast. So this will be a podcast about trying to start a YouTube channel, or hopefully starting it, not trying to start it. We will be starting it, right? We should introduce ourselves.
Yeah, it would be interesting for our listener, probably.
Yeah, so my name is Peter. What's your name?
My name is Vasili.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, we've been working together a while, haven't we?
Yeah, I think more than 5 years already. Yeah.
5 years. And it started when I was running a business in the UK. I needed more of a strategic vision. I have too many ideas, not enough direction. So I asked you to help me with that. Yeah, maybe you can tell our listeners about your past a little bit. See?
Yeah, I think together with you, we achieve a good balance, like to your entrepreneur experience and your visionary approach. I had my 20 years operational experience, my pragmatic approach, maybe a bit challenging of your ideas, etc. So yeah, it's I believe it's proven through the time collaboration, and now let's try not again agree not let's not try, let's start.
Yes, that's true.
Launch.
Yes.
Let's launch your new project, which I like pretty much, is Infotainment YouTube channel. I believe that it's promising, yeah? And we can discuss today how do we start and what would be the first steps. And you can maybe briefly give your ideas, yeah, what you have in mind.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess it can start with the motivation, like how I came to this idea of starting a YouTube channel and doing content creation. Because historically, I've been trying to do different startups, software as a service businesses, web applications, things like this. But often when it comes to the marketing side, I start to lose momentum and motivation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I thought it would be nice to do something which is more creative, that allows me to be more creative. I've been doing some acting classes in the last year. Um, yeah, I also have been doing photography for a long time, and so I know a little bit about shooting video and stuff like this. So I have some of these creative skill sets that I could maybe put to use. I enjoy writing as well. So yeah,
Let's say you decide to develop your dark side of the moon. Yeah, on your light side, you are high-level technician, programmer, etc. And
yes,
on your dark side, you are actor, photographer.
yeah,
And
that's right. That's right.
decide to develop it more, which is good.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Because my day job is software, so I'm writing code all day long, and yeah, it lacks room for creativity a little bit. So yeah, it'll be nice to do something that's a little bit more spiritually fulfilling, and yeah, hopefully one day it can create some sort of income. That's been the goal of most of my projects. Has been passive income. I think that's for a lot of YouTubers, that's
It's
their
goal
dream.
of every person on the world, I believe.
Yes, every person in the
Passive
world.
income.
Yeah, their dream to have passive income. And yeah, it's interesting to look at YouTubers talk about managing their channels actually, because they're really trying to engineer everything, because it's quite a competitive marketplace. If you like, at the moment, like content creation, people are like trying to get their thumbnails perfect, like trying different strategies of like YouTube Shorts to try and market their content, etc., etc. So it'll be interesting for us, I guess, to try this a little bit, because it'll be interesting to see what demands there are to try and make a channel successful. Neither of us have really. I mean, I actually have started a YouTube channel before, but it was not my own content. I was uploading documentaries, and I had permission from filmmakers, and this got to something like 30,000 subscribers.
Which is
So
not small channel, I would say. 30,000 is, you already can be considered like
yeah, it's not a
good
small
channel.
channel, but I'm kind of cheating by uploading other people's content, and
Yeah,
it doesn't.
everybody cheating on YouTube, you
Yeah,
know.
okay, that could be true. That could be true.
Maybe
But
except Mr. Beast, but everybody
yeah,
else.
that's true. That's true. But yeah, I was doing it with permission, and these mostly mostly with permission. I'd write to the filmmakers. Some of the documentaries were quite old, you know, they came out in the 70s, and I'd get their permission to share it. But the conditions of sharing these documentaries was that I wasn't monetizing them. I was saying
Mhm.
I just want to share the documentaries because I want to share the information. And that's true. It was like a passion project for me. It wasn't a for-profit project. So when I wrote to these filmmakers, I told them, you know, this channel, it's not for profit. I don't monetize it. I'm not putting adverts on your documentaries.
Mhm.
Um, so I don't know if that was a good or a bad idea because now I have a channel which I can't really monetize.
Ah, but at least you see, it was at least good start. So it means you understand the YouTube, you understand how it works. You have experience to grow it from 0 to 20 to 30,000. Yeah, means
Yes, that's true.
experience. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And I guess one of the things that allowed it to grow was okay, I was uploading the content of kind of professional documentary filmmakers. So probably the quality of the content, like the production value, was quite high, and that probably helped get subscribers because they saw that okay, the content here is good, and that will be a challenge probably for me and probably for any new YouTuber. I think especially these days on YouTube, like providing content which is of a high production quality um, that makes people want to subscribe. Um,
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned very good points. Content is a key, yeah, because like you say, many people pay a lot of attention to makeup, you know, like thumbnails, clickbaits, titles,
yeah, yeah,
etc. But key is the content. I'm pretty sure that not all documentary is maybe high resolution quality or good entertainment or whatever,
yeah,
but it's interesting for the people. So it means people wants to know some stories or what happens, etc., etc. So it means it doesn't matter what kind of quality, let's say, how recorded HD or not HD, whatever, but content itself valuable for people. So in this context, I would say content is okay. If it's valuable for the people, then it's way to success. Yeah.
yes, that's going to be true as well. Actually, like the story that's being told or the information that's being carried can quite often be the most valuable thing. Like say, like HD is nice, but you could have older older equipment or I mean,
Yeah.
there's movies which exist out there in the world which are made in the 60s, 70s, or 30s, and they're not HD. Maybe they're not even in color, but they're classics. You know,
Yes.
like
Yes.
Casablanca or something like that.
Yes.
It, yeah. So it's a good point that yeah, when we talk about production quality, it can also be the effort that's been put into the scripting and the storytelling, not necessarily just the video resolution, right?
Yes. Yes. Agree. So back to content and like your idea. So infotainment, it's not documentary. Yeah? So what is your idea in infotainment and what content you're going to present?
Yes, well, to start a YouTube channel, you have to have something that you want to share, something to talk about. And I have a diversity of interests, which is a little bit difficult because I did a bit of research. And yeah, if you ask ChatGPT or whatever, they'll say, you know, to start a successful channel, you really need to establish a niche. And the better the niche can be, or the more narrow that niche is, the easier it will be to gain traction because you have a very well defined audience. Um,
Mhm.
this is automatically difficult for me because I, I don't like operating within niches. I have very diverse interests. I like to branch out, bring knowledge from different areas. So for me, I'm thinking that maybe the approach could be okay, I'll just talk about what I find interesting, but maybe can try to group videos into small series or something like that of similar topics. And that could be a way of kind of operating within a niche, at least for a little bit, and then
Mhm.
building some content which is similar enough to make people want to come back to the channel before branching out into other subject areas. Uh, yeah, and on top of that, I think also what can tie a channel together is if you have a certain delivery style or people like you as a personality. Um,
Mm-hmm.
if you're doing something unique, that can also be the common thread, which kind of joins together topics which are otherwise dissimilar. Um, what do you think, Vasili?
Yeah, I agree. And like you say, if you're doing something unique and if you are honest with your audience, like means you shows everything how it's going and yeah. But infotainment, it means something not really serious. Yeah, it's something
I
like
see.
entertainment, but just in the infotainment. Or what is
Yeah,
your?
it's,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, I see. I didn't really answer your question. It's like, yeah, your question was like, what would it mean to create an infotainment channel?
yeah. What is concept? Like we discussed, what is the concept? I mean,
Well, like
what
you
you want?
say, it's not pure documentary, I guess. So you're not just spitting out facts. I'd say it's some sort of like mixture between educational content. Obviously, that's the information part, and entertainment. So like it will be like you're being funny, or maybe there's something silly, there's some jokes, there's some humor in it's not just a stream of facts. It's also something
Mhm.
that's like a little bit fun or amusing. I think maybe some examples you may not be familiar, Vasily, but an example might
It's
be
come in my mind like serious things with British humor, So it's
it
like
could be it could be British humor. That's true.
some mix of
But
because I think with the Mr. Bean cartoons and the movies is very famous worldwide. Yeah.
yeah, okay. We missed the bean. I should get a suit maybe and do some
Yeah,
awkward
and the
things in public.
yellow tie or something.
A little tie, exactly. Yeah, yeah, that could be good. Bring back Bean. Um, yeah, I don't know. I was thinking like there's a couple of examples, but there's this one guy, for example, internet historian. I don't know if you know about him, but he talks about like some internet phenomena. Yeah, he's actually an interesting example of a channel which is like branched out because originally he started his channel talking about things that had happened on the internet. Like Taylor Swift had a online poll of where she should go and perform a concert, and then a lot of people voted that she should go to North Korea or something like this. And he talked about how this happened, like this phenomena, and he's talked about different memes, and I think maybe some internet individuals have kind of become famous by accident or something like that. Um, but more recently, he started talking about some things like shipping, for example, like completely unrelated to the internet.
Mhm.
But yeah, he talked about this. Was it the Ever Given? This big container ship that got
Yeah.
stuck in the Suez Canal.
Yes.
Yes, he
It
did a
was like
video about that, and he did a video about the Costa Concordia or something.
yes,
This ship
the
which
ship which sank also, I think, or
yeah, it
something.
like ran aground and sunk. It was some sort of cruise liner or something like that.
Yeah, cruise liner, yes.
Yes. So like, it's an interesting example of this. Like, he has a very specific content style. He doesn't use his real face. He has a kind of old man's face, which is based on
Mhm.
some meme, the meme of "Hide the Pain, Harold." I don't know if you know about this meme, but you can
Yeah,
search it. I'll search it for our viewers in case anyone's watching on YouTube.
yeah, you
Hide
can
the
show
Pain,
this
Harold.
to people.
He's this he's this older man who he kind of became internet famous because he had a series of stock photos taken of him. He was a model and he was
Mhm.
modeling for these stock photos, but he has this grimace on his face where he looks kind of existentially uncomfortable for no apparent reason. And so the internet historian has this guy's face as his face because it's sort of it became this famous meme. And yeah, and he does sort of crude animations and things
Mhm.
as the content of his video. So it's a good example. Like his channel, he's providing information. For example, talking about these like shipping problems.
Let's say
Or
he not limit himself by any content niche or whatever. He just
yeah, yes,
keep the
exactly.
same style, but for the different topic, for the different niches.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Another example maybe is this guy Tom Scott. He has slightly different style from Internet Historian, like this less memes and humor. He does more of sort of traditional presentation style where he's standing there, often in his red T-shirt, speaking to
Mhm.
camera, um, and he talks about like phenomena in the real world. He strikes me as a bit of a
Mhm.
geographer. I'm not sure if he has this background, but yeah, he just talks about like odd things, like geology or like
Yeah.
weird old coins, or I guess
So let's say if we describe his style, it's like he investigator, yeah, or explorer. So he takes some topics, phenomena, or something odd which is exist in the world and trying to investigate, shows what is the opinion or maybe what is the alternative view on this topic, yeah, or I don't know what is inside of this phenomena. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like I'm looking at a playlist, for example, a playlist that he's done, and like he
Mm.
did a series called like things you might not know, for
Yeah.
example. So yeah, he's done a lot of different topic areas, but a lot of his early videos were about like linguistics and
Mm.
nuances in language.
He's probably teacher, yeah, or some
Yeah,
linguist
maybe he's a teacher or
by
something.
background.
Yeah, I'm not actually sure what his background is, but yeah, it's interesting. So I think like we could learn a lesson from these people that they started in a little bit of a niche, like Tom Scott talking about language, or
Mhm.
internet historian talking about memes, for example. But then they were able to branch out later. So probably when we're thinking of content for the channel,
Mhm.
we need to probably think of at least some similar content for the start of it, so we can build a little bit of momentum and have a tangible identity, something for people to hold on to that would cause them to want to subscribe, maybe.
Yeah, when I listening you now, when you describe those two guys, like where you get inspiration, I would highlight that you see niche. It seems like from their experience that niche is not less important. I mean, you can choose for fast start. You can choose any topic which is on hype, I don't know, crypto, whatever is on hype. But more important is the style. Like you say, they change niche through the time, but they keep their style for because style is recognized by audience and people like it or didn't like. So means you see if your style is good, like one doing the meme, another guy investigator, and
Yes,
some things you should never know, etc. So means whatever the topic, but they keep the style. So maybe it's important also for be not limited by any topic or any niches, but you need to develop what kind of style you will use, which will consistent through the time and which will be recognized later on by our millions of audience,
yes,
hopefully
yes,
on
yes,
our
yes.
channel. Yeah.
Billions.
Yeah, I think it's what I'm listening now. Like style is the first and like unique generated style. Yeah, like everybody talk about unique generated content, but here is unique generated style is the first. Like your brand or your style, and then niche is already like second level of importance. Topics and niches. Yeah, you're talking.
Yeah, that's true. That's true as well, actually. And I had some thought about this already. Like there was a guy called Charlie Brooker. He was the brains behind shows like Black Mirror.
Mhm.
But before he really got famous with Black Mirror, he was doing a show called Charlie Brooker's Screen Wipe, where he would talk about television. Um, but he also used to work in television, so he was sort of talking about it on two layers. He would talk about it as sort of critique or review, but then he'd also talk about the production side and like the dynamics of what it takes for a show to become popular or like be accepted by producers and things like this. And
Mhm.
I like this idea of creating a YouTube channel where some of the content is also about the relationship between like me and the audience. Um,
Mm-hmm.
for example, like not trying to hide the fact that okay, I'm trying to make a channel because I want like your attention and I want your money, not your money, but I want
Yeah.
YouTube's money, which they get from
I want
selling your attention.
advertisers' money, you know.
Yes, yes, advertisers' money. But there's this idea of the attention economy, and and that attention is valuable. And the more of someone's attention you can have, the more money you can make, like in this digital world sort of thing. So, like, I think a lot of YouTubers, they know that they're playing this game sort of thing, that they're creating thumbnails that they want people to click, creating clickbait titles and things like that. They know that they're kind of fighting for people's attention, and even like down to the level of how they edit the videos, like certain like zoom cuts, for example, where they zoom in the camera like halfway through their sentence just to keep
Mm-hmm.
the video more visually dynamic and to try and hold
Yes.
people's attention. I think like this is super interesting. I find it interesting that YouTubers are doing this mostly, and I don't think most of them talk about it. They keep this separate from their audience. So in a way, like it feels like they are maybe, I don't want to say tricking the audience, but they need the audience's attention, and like maybe it could be fun to like shine a light on that. Also, in parallel to delivering the content, bring attention to the fact that I'm trying to I'm trying to keep you here, sort of thing. Maybe I'm not articulating this idea well, but I have idea of playing with this. I have an idea of how I can play with this.
So
Um,
I think we need to write it down, you know, because uh, it's again my pragmatic approach. Yeah? So everything what we discuss, it makes sense, but to make it happen, we need to create some kind of actions plan. Yeah. So it means
mm,
from what do we start? Like first, it's admin stuff. Where do we locate the channel? How do we name the channel? You know, and what I mean, we discussed now about content and approach. It's clear. So how do we move forward? You know, so what probably the main point which we need to start, like first step, second step, you know. So means I would suggest maybe you can create some kind of plan, you know, like okay, where do we host? There is like most famous hostings like YouTube, what is it, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, you know. So okay, we will host it there. How do we name? I mean, maybe ChatGPT can help us to generate several ideas, you know, and then we can say, okay, there is some options. We like these options. Okay, it's more describe what you have in mind for this channel, no? And then content plan. Okay, from what do we start? As I say, there is if we say style is our priority and main point, so then we can select the topic which is like on hype now. I don't know, whatever the topic you will choose, you know, we say, okay, so our first content will be related to this topic and it should be bring down to 10 series or 5 series, you know, something like this.
yeah, that's an interesting idea. Like, yeah, doing the topic that's on hype. Uh, I think there's a name for this. It's called like trend chasing or something like
Yeah,
this.
yeah, trending or trends. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I think like a lot of YouTubers I've noticed are doing this. Like, even some old channels, like there's this late night TV show host in the US called like
mhm.
David Letterman, and they're now uploading like archive footage of his late night show onto YouTube. But what they'll do is they'll wait for some celebrity or something to be in the news, and then they'll
Mhm.
upload like a show that celebrity was on, even if it was from like 20 years ago or something, because they
Yeah,
know
yeah.
that.
So just wait moment to introduce the
Yes,
audience.
exactly. Just to feed the algorithm what it wants,
Yes,
to
yes,
try and
yes.
get
Because
suggestions.
maybe search requests and everything on the
Yes,
high
exactly.
level. People wants
Yeah,
to see this person. Yeah.
yeah,
Smart usage of YouTube algorithms. Yes.
yes, exactly,
What we can
exactly.
use, in fact, for the starting of the channel, yeah. Also to use with a bit of hype. What is on hype now? We can create video about that and
Yes.
upload.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, my instinct goes against it a little bit because I feel like what will be interesting for me will be to talk about what I'm interested in, and what I'm interested in might not necessarily be
Not necessarily on
what's
hype, yeah.
trending, you know. So it's an interesting
Yes, yes.
internal debate, like already, like before even starting the YouTube channel, like should I do what's fulfilling, what's aligned to my interests, or should I do already what might please the algorithm? Should I do what's pleasing to me or what's pleasing the algorithm?
I would say again, it's depend of your goal. If you doing YouTube channel for build your passive income, then you need to prioritize what is a pleasure YouTube algorithms and compromise on your own feeling. You
Yeah,
need to
that's true.
prioritize and get fast track to the monetization. If you're doing YouTube channel just like your art, because
Yeah.
people doing painting or some other art using,
Yes,
they
yes.
don't thinking about monetization. They just doing it as art, So if you have same approach, then you just do what you want, and then let's other people judge, if it's good or not, if they will follow you or do
Mm,
not follow. So this is approach like
yeah,
fast
true.
track to the money or do what you like, what you prefer, and rely on people will like it or doesn't like it.
Yes, okay. I'm thinking then, like, maybe what I can do is I can try the art way first because that will be best for my motivation. And
Hmm.
then we'll see whether it builds any traction. Because I think an interesting thing with the YouTube algorithm is they're also recently they're taking a bit of a lesson from TikTok because I heard what's interesting about the TikTok algorithm. I can't say that word now. Algorithm is that it's is that it'll take content creators who have very few subscribers, and it'll just randomly pop them into like the main feed or something like that. Maybe it's a bit like a lottery, but you're more
Hmm.
likely to break through on TikTok. At least this was the case like a year ago or something. But now
Yeah.
YouTube have come with like YouTube Shorts and things, and I think they're also doing the same thing. Like I see in my YouTube feed now some videos which they only have like a couple of hundred views or something, and I see it quite regularly. So it might be possible to do something which is, yeah, more, yeah, artistically fulfilling or something like that. Maybe not just trend chasing, and yeah, maybe we get lucky, maybe pick up traction or something.
Yeah, I am agree that algorithms now, especially in AI age, they're not predictable. Yeah, I think all those things like SEO and other which people use before to pump audience, I think it's fail now. Yeah, so it's really algorithm unpredictable. Like you say, you can see in the feed videos which have maybe 10, 20 views and 3 followers, and you see it on the feed. So I mean, algorithm somehow promoting this. Yes,
Yes,
I'm noticed the same. Yeah.
yeah,
So yeah, I think it's good for our first episode of podcast.
yes, I
Let's
think so.
figure out and maybe bring down the next steps, and we can follow up in 1 week. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So we need to figure out, yeah, the style, topic, first video idea. Yeah, I can think of that and come back to you next week and we can discuss and the audience
yeah,
can evaluate.
let's like take your homework, prepare some ideas and titles, like we discussed titles, ideas, maybe some draft of content strategy plan, and we can discuss it next week.
Okay, excellent. Well, thanks for the first podcast, Vasili, and I guess thanks to our audience if we have
Yeah,
one.
thanks audience if you hear us until the end.
Yes, yes,
You will listen our next episode, which coming soon.
yes, and follow our progress with this new project, your YouTube channel. All right, I'll stop recording. Bye bye.